Good morning, children. So today we are going to start with the structure of DNA, and we have already done in the structure of DNA what about the strand, about Watson and Crick's model. All that we have done once. Now, here what we are going to start with is salient feature of DNA. We have done. I think you all have understood it nicely. What are the salient features of DNA? And then I told you how much is one pitch. It is 3.4 nm or 34 angstrom or 3.4 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. And in one pitch there are 10 base pairs, and the gap between the distance between two base pairs is 0.34 nm or 34 angstroms or 0.34 3.4 angstroms or 0.34 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. The gap between the two strands of DNA is 2 nm or 20 angstrom. This we have already done. Now let's do something about the length of the DNA strand. Now to find out the length of the DNA strand, the formula is length of DNA strand is equal to length of DNA strand is equal to total number of base pairs into distance between two base pairs. It is equal to, we are going to write here what it means, total number of base pairs. I'll write number of BP into distance between two base pairs. So both the things you know, how many base pairs are there, that also you know, and you know that what is the distance between the two base pairs, this also you know. Total number of base pairs in a diploid cell is 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9. So what do we get? 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9 base pairs. These are the number of base pairs in the diploid cell of human being. Then into distance between two base pairs, it is 0.34, 0.34 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. So this comes to be this much, and finally you get 2.2 meters. This is the length of DNA strand. So see, the length of DNA strand is so big, and that such a big DNA strand, which is 2.2 meter, it fits in a nucleus. The dimension of the nucleus is 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. So dimension of the nucleus is equal to 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. So such big DNA, how it can fit in the nucleus of this dimension? This is something worth, understanding, and something worth we should know how this is possible that such a big DNA, such a long DNA fits in a nucleus with a dimension of 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. Now, how this is possible? Now, one more question which is given in your NCERT book. That question is, if the length of E. coli, is 6 mm. So you are given question number, this was one, and we are doing second question. In that, what is given is length of E. coli DNA. Length of DNA of E. coli. The length of DNA of E. coli is 1.36 mm. 1.36 mm. This they have given the length of DNA of E. coli. And you are asked the can you calculate the number of base pairs in E. coli? So what do you have to calculate? You have to find out the number of base pairs in E. coli. This you have to find out. So how to find out the number of base pairs? This you have to find out. Now, to find out the same formula, you will apply length of DNA strand is equal to total number of base pairs into distance between two base pairs. Now here, the length of DNA that you have, that has been given to you. Number of base pairs you have to find, distance between two base pairs that you know. So length of DNA comes to be about this much. This you have to find out. Let's take it as X. And then distance between two base pairs, the third thing which you want, distance between two base pairs that you know, it comes to be 0.34 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. This comes to be this much. So finally, what will be the number of base pairs in it? 1.36 into 10 raised to power minus 3, okay, over, it comes to be 0.34 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. Both have been converted into meters. That will give you number of base pairs. So it comes to be about 4 into 10 raised to power 6 base pairs. So this is what about the base pairs. These are the number of base pairs which are present. So here, these are the two questions which are given in your book. Now again we come to the same thing in which we will just consider on one point that such a long DNA, which is about 2.2 meter long, how it fits in a nucleus of dimension 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. So length of DNA 2.2 meters, dimension of the nucleus 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. Such big DNA, such long DNA in such a small dimension of nucleus, how does it fit? And that is by the formation of nucleosome. By the formation of nucleosomes. There was a researcher, and the name of the researcher was P. Udit. In the year 1975, the name was P. Udit, O-U-D-E-T. He, in the year 1975, what he noticed? He noticed when he saw the chromosome, he noticed some bead-like structures on the DNA, and he gave it the term nucleosome. And here the formation of nucleosome, I mentioned 10 raised to power minus 6. So basically what has happened, nucleosome is the wrapping of DNA on a histone octamer. The diagram which is given, it is like this. This is histone octamer. On this, the DNA is wrapped. Suppose this is DNA, it is wrapped around it. And how it is wrapped? It takes 1.7 turns. So 1.7 turns is taken by it. So here goes like this. And then finally it joins here by a linker. This is a nucleosome structure. This one is H1 histone. This is not given. See, basically this is histone octamer. As you know, the center, this round shape structure, this is histone octamer. This is DNA which takes 1.7 rounds around the nucleosome. And this is H1 octamer we call it, or H1 histone. H1 histone. This name is rarely taken, H1 histone. What do we say? We say that there are 8 octamers, 8, these histone proteins which are here. What are histone proteins? Histone proteins are rich in 2 amino acids, and the 2 amino acids in which they are rich are arginine and lysine. Arginine and lysine are the 2 amino acids in which they are rich, and these histone proteins, they have a positive charge. This is made up of histone proteins. Histone octamer is made up of these are positively charged. Because why they are positively charged? Because they are rich in 2 amino acids, name is arginine and lysine. They are rich in these 2 positively charged amino acids, arginine and lysine. So this octamer, it has a positive charge, and DNA has a negative charge. DNA is negatively charged. So what happens? Positively charged this negatively charged. So there is an attachment. But still, still it may not get wrapped properly. So this H1 linker is present. H1 histone is present. This H1 histone fixes the DNA in position when it wraps around the nucleosome. When it wraps around the nucleosome, this H1 histone, it keeps it in position. Why this name is not taken when we mostly this H1 histone protein name is not considered when we consider the octamer and all. We do not consider this name. Why? Because this is not inherited. This is not transferred from the parents to the progeny. Others are transferred. Only H1 histone is not transferred from the parents to the progeny. Okay, so mostly this name is not taken. Now what I want to tell you is, by nucleosome, by formation of the nucleosome, how much length is decreased out of this 2.2 meters, how much length is decreased so that it can adjust in a nucleus of dimension 10⁻⁻⁶. See, by formation of nucleosome, 1 meter DNA, it remains only 14 centimeters. So this is the decrease in length which takes place by the formation of nucleosome. 1 meter DNA remains 14 centimeters. That means there is a 7-fold decrease, or the DNA is it decreases, it shortens by 7-fold, so that 1 meter DNA remains only 14 centimeters. When we talk about the length of the nucleosome, length of nucleosome and breadth of nucleosome. The length of nucleosome and the breadth of nucleosome, it is 10 nm or 100 angstrom, and it is about 5.7 nm or 57 angstrom. So this is about the nucleosome. One more thing, that how many turns the DNA takes. DNA takes about 1.7 turns around the nucleosome, around the octamer. It takes about 1.7 turns around the octamer. Now in total, the nucleosome has 200 base pairs. In total, a nucleosome, it has 200, total base pairs in nucleosome is 200 base pairs. Okay, out of these 200 base pairs, 146 are found around the nucleosome. That means 146 are here. And just 54 are around the linkers. These are linkers. Why these are known as linkers? These are known as linkers because they link one nucleosome with another. How they are linked? How they are linked? Suppose this is one nucleosome, one octave, one octamer, another octamer. So these from here, it takes round here. Okay, and then it is linked to the next one, takes round here, linked to the next one. So these are linkers and these are around the nucleosome. So out of the, in total, there are 200 base pairs. Out of these 200 base pairs, 146 base pairs are around nucleosome. Are around nucleosome, and remaining 54 base pairs. Remaining 54 base pairs are around, are in the linkers. So thus, all the 200 base pairs are covered in the nucleosome. So this is how. And now I'll tell you the names of what are these histone octamers they are formed of. Now, you know, these are histone octamers and it consists of 8 molecules. And out of those 8, their names are different and they are always paired. Their names are different and they are paired. What are their names? They are, I'll write the names for you. Before that, I'll rub it. So these are 8 in number. That is why they are known as histone octamer. They are histone octamers. H2A is there. H2B is there. Then H3 and H4. And all of these are 2 each. So these histones are 2 each and thus they form 8. In total, 8. So that is why, and they consist of histone proteins. So they form histone octamer and we call it histone octamer. Now beta, one more question is there. The question is, in your book itself, how many such beads? You know, these octamers, these histones are in the form of, these nucleosomes are in the form of beads, are in the form of beads. Like when you see the the DNA, they will appear like this. Suppose this is DNA. So they will appear in the form of beads on them, like this. These are nucleosomes which are there in the DNA. So they appear in the form of bead. These bead-like structures are nucleosomes. So there is a question in your book, how many such bead-like structure, which is nucleosome, do you imagine are present in mammalian cells? So number of nucleosomes, which are bead-like structures, in a mammalian cell. How many are there? Number of this in a mammalian cell. Now, how we can do it? See, each nucleosome has how many base pairs? Each nucleosome has 200 base pairs. There are 200 base pairs in each nucleosome. And number of base pairs in a diploid human cell? Number of base pairs in a diploid human cell. This is 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9. 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9 base pairs. So this we know. Now, number of nucleosome in a mammalian cell, we have to find out this. Number of nucleosome in a mammalian cell How we are going to find it? It will be 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9 over 200. 6.6 into 10 raised to power 9 over 200, and it gives you 3.3 into 10 raised to power 7 nucleosome. So many nucleosomes are present in the mammalian cell. Is it clear, children? These bead-like structures, I haven't marked here, these bead-like structures are nucleosomes. So is it clear, children, to you till here? Yes. I want your response if it is clear to you. Yes, beta. Yes, bache, is it clear? Okay, Paras, Shagun. Yes. Yes, I'm getting. Okay. So this was about the nucleosome and what are the amino acids which make the nucleosome and how many nucleosomes are there. And yes, so this was about this. And yes, now as already we have done this chapter before, I want you children to practice the diagram of nucleosome. So you are going to practice the diagram of nucleosome because this question is important and has been asked many times in the exam. So what I would like is you all practice the diagram of nucleosome and send me on WhatsApp, properly labeled. Okay. So now anybody can tell me what are amino acids which are present in the acids? Amino acids present in the histone octamer? Yes. I gave you the name of the amino acids which are present in histone octamer. Can you tell me the name of those two amino acids which are present in the histone octamer? I'm not getting any response. Yes, beta? Yes, lysine is one. Arginine is another. Yes. What charge do they have? What charge do they have? Positive. And what about the charge of DNA? What about the charge of DNA? Negative. So only this positive and negative charge is there to attach themselves together or let them stain them together, or there is something else which helps them to, which helps the DNA strand to stay on the octamer. Is there any other thing, any other which helps the DNA strand to stay on it? Yes, it is H1 histone. Why this is not named, when we name the nucleosome, mostly what happens that we do not name this. Why this is not named H1 histone? Why this is not named? Anybody? Yes? I told you that when we speak, yes, it is not transferred from the parents to the offspring. Yes, this is not transmitted from the parents to the offspring. So mostly what happens, we do not name. How many base pairs in all are present in a nucleosome? How many base pairs in all are present in a nucleosome? Yes, 200. How these are divided? How these are divided? They make two groups. Yes. They make two groups. Out of these 200 base pairs, 146 are around where? 146 around. Yes, I got a response from Sukhsahaj, but that was not complete. 146 around octamer. Yes. And the remaining? And where do the remaining go? That is in the linkers. Yes, that is in the linkers. Now, how many turns the DNA takes around the nucleosome? DNA strand takes around what is the dimension of the nucleus? No, I'm not asking about the turns now. I'm asking about the dimension of the nucleus. Yes, beta? Six micrometers. Yes. Now, what is the gap between the two strands of DNA? What is the gap between the two strands of DNA? 2 nm. Yes. And how many base pairs are there in one pitch? How many base pairs are there in one pitch? 10 base pairs. Distance between two base pairs? Distance between two base pairs? 0.34 nm. Yes. And how much is a pitch? How much is a pitch? What is the length of a pitch? 3.4 nm. Yes. Yes. That's right. How many in all? How many nucleosomes in a mammalian cell? 3.3 into 10 raised to power 7. And how many histone proteins in the octamer? 8. H2A, H2B, H3, and H4. So these are, now we hardly have time before, if I start with the next topic, I'll not be able to complete it. The search for genetic material. So anything you want me to repeat in this? Any question, anything which I have taught today? Although this is a revision lecture which is going on, but still if anything you could not understand or you want me to repeat. What is the formula for finding out the length of DNA strand? How will you find out the length of DNA strand? How will you find out the length of DNA strand? Number of base pairs into length between two base pairs. That's right. So this signifies that you have understood this. Tomorrow we'll take up with the search for genetic material, then the transforming principle, biochemical characteristics of transforming principle. The genetic material is DNA. So this we'll be taking today. Now, I think you don't want me to repeat anything from this. So I end the meeting now. Yes, but I just, can you, there was a message from somebody, I could not read it. There was a message from somebody which I could not read. Yes. Can you send me the message again? It is 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. 10 raised to power minus 6 meters. The dimension of the nucleus is 10 raised to power minus 6 meters, and the length of DNA strand is 2.2 meters. So that has to be fit in that, and it fits in that by the formation of nucleosome. Yes, any other question, bache? Any other question? Yes, beta, any other question from your side on this topic which we did today? Yes, yes, bache. Anybody is having any query in this regard? Yes. Okay. So it is clear. I end the meeting for you all. Okay. Fine. So if you even when you go through this topic today after the class, when you go through this topic, and if you want to know anything, you can either ring me or you can send your question on WhatsApp. I'll reply back. Okay. So anytime you should, whatever is being taught in the class, you should go through it once. It becomes very clear in your mind, and then you don't forget it. So always go through whatever is being taught in the class, and if you have any query, just send me on WhatsApp. You can ring also, you can send me on WhatsApp, and I'll answer that question. But it is must that you go through the topic which has been taught in the class, so that the topic becomes clear to you. And this nucleosome is a very important topic, and it has been asked many a times in the board examination. So children, here I end the meeting for you all. Okay, stay fit, take care.